Good morning, all. Along with my team members, all the chefs, take a great pleasure in giving you an intro about our department. Keeping in mind that food production is one of the core departments of the hotel or any other restaurant that we might be having, but at the same time, food production is one of the departments where you have to actually start with the first year as the basics are the core of this department. So, as and when you will be moving up the ladder in the 3 years, this will be always helpful. So, I'll always ask all the students who are there today, who have joined in this virtual session, please prepare yourself for the department in case you have all the dreams for the kitchen department from the very first day to enhance your knowledge apart from whatever is being told to you in the institute, in the classes, or whenever you are coming to the institute for the practical sessions also. Your self learning will always be the core of it. So I'll always suggest again the same things being repeated. Make yourself, your knowledge actually at that level so you can actually go by all the ladders and you can reach all the heights if you really want to go in for the kitchen department. So when we are talking about the food production, as the name suggests, is all about preparing food. But at the same time, it's not only preparing the food, but also presenting the food, which involves the team, person, whosoever is onto the preparation. The presentation is where you require your creativity. So there are lots of things that will be always looked for in a chef. Before I move further, I request all the ones, those who are not still muted themselves, please mute yourself. Food production is a major department in hospitality industry in which candidates can excel by learning various aspects of food production, such as preparation techniques, cooking methods, kitchen management, food cost control, etc. The chef is the backbone of the food and beverage department. And when we say the food and beverage department, it goes in a combination of the production, that's the kitchen, and as well as the service. The professional who would like to join in the kitchen has the responsibility of preparing the food for all specialty restaurants, along with performing some other duties such as deciding the menu, maintaining quality of food, supervising the kitchen, and so on. A few further more information on the same will be provided to you once we are moving ahead in this session, which of course will be given to you by my colleagues. To give an idea as far as the production team in the institute is concerned, we have, starting with, of course, myself, that is Minakshi Sumbli. I'm looking after the department as an HOD, but yes, I have a team of people, those who are there, where we are all working along to give and excel in the kitchens. I have Dr. Anshu, who will be looking after the hygiene component, and of course, a very important, especially in the times of the COVID. She is handling the complete hygiene and the sanitation as far as the kitchens are concerned. Then I have another senior faculty of mine, Mrs. Mamta Bisht, who will be looking after the bakery component of the kitchens. Next to Mamta ma'am, I have Chef Vipul Singhal, who is going to be associated with you, of course, throughout the learning that you will be having in the institute. At present, he is handling the third years. And after Mr. Vipul Singhal, of course, you were introduced to Mr. Anand, who will be the first faculty in terms of the kitchen that you will be having. We call that as the basic training kitchen. And that basic training kitchen, Mr. Anand will be handling, and he will be your faculty for the kitchen, both the theory as well as the practical. Then I have Miss Divya Bose, who is looking after the bakery as well as the kitchens, and you will be having her as a faculty once you are there in your second year. And the kitchen that we have in the second year, we call that as the QFK, that's the quantity food kitchen, and the RCK, the regional one. And then I have Mr. Ronak Arora, who will be again one of the important faculty members that you will be associated with during your course of learning here at Institute. Mr. Ronak will be looking after a few classes given to you, and at the same time also the other diploma programs that we are having, that's the craftsman courses. I have Mrs. Sakshi Sharma, who will be handling the food hygiene component, the FSQ chapter of yours, the nutrition in the first year, and then of course that gradually moves into the next years. Mr. Vineet Shimar is another faculty, the team that we are having, who has been there for the third years, and again this time he is there for the third years. Along with Mr. Vineet Shimar, we have Mr. Kannan. Mr. Kannan will be associated with you as a faculty in the second years, that is the quantity food kitchen. And some young brigade that we are having in ours are Mr. Aman Rathod, Mr. Prayag, and Mr. Kunal Sain. Hereafter, I would request Mr. Vipul and Ms. Mamta to please continue and give a brief about the kitchen department and the production especially. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is in good health and excited for the new batch, the new session which we are starting soon. Meenakshi ma'am has already given you a brief overview about the food production, how it operates. Now I will be talking about the sections, or I would say what you will do in each year, a basic overview of your curriculum in food production. So as you can see on the screen, it is one of the core subjects. You cannot escape the food production classes. Although during the COVID times, we will start with the theory first. So yes, it is to be studied in all these 6 semesters. The equal emphasis is there on theory and practical. And as I just mentioned, we will be starting with the theory classes first and practicals will follow. The marks allotted are there on the screen. So you have 100 marks for each component. The first year food production classes are addressed as foundation course in food production. Then in the second year, you have your food production operations classes. And in the third year, we call the classes as advanced food production. So you can see there's a lot to grasp in the first year, and then you talk about more quality in the second year. And third year, we are talking about some bit of specialization. So the cookery and bakery components are there in all the years except for the second year. Cookery will be 70% and bakery is 30%. So cookery, you have your French cooking, the basics actually, and we have to follow whatever has been created by the French, because all the guidelines are given by the French people. So the beginning is there. Then we are also introducing the students to international dishes, a few Indian recipes to begin with in the first year. And the first semester, you will be doing a lot of egg preparations and egg handling. In the bakery components, which is 30%, we are learning the simplified versions. We'll be doing simple cakes, cookies, puddings, and breads. In the second year, so this screen, you can see what is actually happening in the classes. So first, you will be knowing more about the kitchen, the ingredients, equipment, the people who are handling the kitchen, cutting techniques, foundation of kitchen, egg and vegetable preparations, and towards the end, we'll be doing a few menus, also simple menus. In the second year, we are talking about our cuisine, which is the Indian regional cuisine, in two different ways. We are doing the regional cooking, and we call them the regional classes, where you are doing small portions of the different food of various states. And in the bulk production classes, QFK classes, you are learning how to handle the food for everyone in the sense that we do around in the regular classes time. We used to handle around 800 to 1,000 portions at time. And now we'll have to see actually how much we are able to handle in the coming few months. And apart from the preparation, you're also learning how to indent. Indent means how you will list out the items in what quantity and the pricing part, and how you will handle the whole your grocery list in a bulk preparation style. Then you're also learning about how to manage your staff. We call it duty rotas or duty rosters. Then we are doing the menu planning in detail, keeping various factors in mind. And this is one of the actually very exciting part which you actually do in the class. Even if you try and avoid the practical classes, this is something which interests everyone. And in the second year, you are also being introduced to the industry, the hotel industry, where you're doing everything right from the basics. So be it peeling onion, be it observing the glamorous world of all the buffets displayed there, and obviously eating and tasting a little bit, because as everyone knows, chef doesn't eat, they only taste. So industrial training is actually a lot of fun. A lot of mixed things will be there. Then let's talk about the third year. Third year, you have application part of whatever you have learned, and more actually related to the first year, right? So you have international cuisines. In the fifth semester, we are doing more of French cuisine, and in the sixth semester, there is a mix. So, you're right from Italian, Spanish. You're doing everything. So third year, I would say, is again a lot of fun because you need to, put everything together. So you need to plan your menus. A lot of execution is there. You're cooking for small portions. You're also doing buffets, which is cooking for bulk portions. And then the assessment will be there. And the best part is that you work in teams. So this is actually a lot of fun. People who would actually see themselves as chefs in a few years from now, they can actually lead the team. And people who would like to just contribute, they can, just put whatever they would like to, put little inputs, obviously keeping their student chef into confidence. So then let's talk about the bakery component. In the first year and third year, we are doing bakery. Second year, we are doing Indian sweets. So Indian confectionery part is there. And you will realize that Indian confectionery and the confectionery in general, that means cakes and pudding, everything is so much related. So first year, as I had already mentioned, you have cakes, cookies, puddings, and breads. And in the third year, we are talking about a little level up. So it's about plating your sweets or the desserts and how you can, spread your desserts and different preparation on the buffet. And you're also doing specialty bread. Now let's talk about if you actually want to become a chef. So what are the qualities we look forward to in a student? We think that he would be a good chef. So today it's the world of multitasking. So you need to learn a little bit of everything. So you cannot say that I want to become an Italian chef, so I will not learn French in any ways. The names are too difficult to remember. And mind by this sentence, because this you will realize very soon, probably in coming 1 month. So you cannot do that. You have to learn everything, a little bit of French, what is being taught in the first year, then the second year also. Everything you need to know, be it bakery or be it cookery, right? So, and then obviously, so all the budding chefs must be doing a lot of experimenting at home. And thanks to all the YouTube channels and all the material available on the Google, they have actually, created this environment of experimenting. So I'm hoping that everyone was utilizing that time also before they decided to do hotel management. And then after you have a lot of things available, you need to make the right decision, be it selecting your team members, selecting your menu, selecting your dishes. And when you're studying, then probably so much is there available online. So selecting the right material also. So dear students, please listen to your faculty also, because everything is not available on YouTube or Google. And then I for details. So whatever you have observed, how you're placing, how your faculty has demonstrated something, and you need to pick up the right style, how you're holding your knife, or probably how you're placing your chopping board. You need to put an underliner probably under your chopping board so that it doesn't move. So, you need to observe little, or I would say not little, minor details. So while the demonstration is also given. And then the most important is passion. So even if you're lacking on all the above qualities, if you have the passion, then all the other things can be managed. In the past, we have seen students who, all of the sudden get interested in becoming a chef at the very sixth semester or fifth semester. So, this is where actually passion takes the lead. And if you have it in you right now, then probably that is the best case, anyways. Then to give you professional exposure from the college end, we do a lot of theme lunches in the college itself. So everything is done by the students. We have a lot of workshops, French, Italian, Korean, and all the others. And then we have a lot of chef competitions and chef awards. So for preparing for the competitions, you need to put in extra effort, extra time, probably do some research from your end. Then you're attached to a chef mentor also, who will help you in developing the recipes and the procedures for the competitions. Because when you're being trained for a competition, it's totally a different thing. And there's so much to learn. And if you're doing your work properly, then where are the awards? Then definitely you will also get a lot of awards and recognition. And I think the best thing is the satisfaction which you get after giving your best. So these are the few pictures, and you can see this is very much your campus, which I hope you would have seen right now, although it looks deserted when you would have visited the college. This was one of the things we had done for the Christmas, and everything right from getting the setup done, that includes putting the tables also, and the cooking, the presentation, thinking, which crockery and cutlery would go, which food, everything is done by students. So few lunches we have done are mentioned on the screen. And now let's talk about the competitions. The college has been participating regularly in various competitions. And I would say the most prestigious one is the World Skills Competition. This happens after every 2 years, or the second year you have the competition. So right from 2011, we have been participating, and with every competition, the level is going up. And, the student who is selected for the competition, the exposure you get and the training you get will really help you in your career. And then at the national level or the regional level, we have Culinary Arts India competitions. They are being organized at AHAR, which happens at Pragati Maidan every year. Then we also celebrate various days, International Chef Day, then the National Chef competition is also there. And we do have, smaller competitions which are organized by various colleges. So we all have been participating in that, and every competition is a new opportunity to learn, to observe, and to grow. Okay, and to have more fun, you also have Delhi University colleges organizing these smaller competition, flameless cooking, or probably related to something regional. So our students, they bag almost all the prizes there. So that is also a lot of fun. Then on the screen, you have coming up various workshops we have done in the past few years. Last year, we had dedicated almost an entire month and a half to the Korean workshops. We had a chef, he had come from Korea and he had taken classes for the third years. So that was really good because, you get exposure to absolutely new cuisine because the condiments, the style is very different from the general things which you see on your YouTube, Google, and probably which is more familiar to all the new generation. Then talking about the job opportunities, you have a long list coming up on the screen. So it is not only the hotels and the restaurants, food production will help you in various other ways also. And I would say the later ones are more attractive for the new generation. So food stylists, food blogger, food columnists, and food photographer and all, because there you don't have to cook. That is the best part. And then you can show off. I would say, when you're talking about food production, you may have to slog in the classes. You will have to work very hard. Then the chef dress we are wearing, you will have to wear a white one. That may not seem very comfortable in the beginning because you have a lot of heat and sweat in the kitchen. You have to stand for long hours. All these things are there. And as I mentioned initially, that you cannot escape the kitchen classes. So the moment you are starting with the practical classes, you will have to attend, and they're there for all 6 semesters. So what happens if somebody is not interested in becoming a chef? What do? You will have to still at least get passing marks, probably putting your best, and at times taking contribution from here and there, stealing an eye. So you can do that also. However, I would like to add that food is related to our lives. It is not only about passing a certain practical or a subject. You cannot escape this very important angle. So when you are learning more about food, whether you're interacting with others, and you must have observed, probably you would have started getting this input already that, oh, you're joining hotel management, you want to become a chef. So people think hotel management is only about cooking or becoming a chef. So if people think that, it's okay because then they look forward to you guiding them in deciding the various menus, choosing a better place. So it's always good. You can flaunt that. So that's not a problem. If you're planning to move overseas, then your roommates will say, oh, you have done hotel management, so you take charge, do a little bit of cooking, so you can do that also. Okay, so your family and friends can relate to it. For your own survival, you can relate to it. And you never know, you may become so famous, and at times, you may present a show on TV. Who knows? Because the world is changing so fast, we cannot limit the opportunities just to cooking food. It is much beyond that. And when you're doing a lot of team activities, I would say people who are, opting for any other department, let's say food and beverage service or housekeeping or something, then also you're learning how to manage your team, how to manage your human resource. And as they say, to become a best manager, you need to have your finance right, you need to have your team right, and obviously you need to have the knowledge of the product. So food production gives you exposure to everything. So I really hope, students, that you take this opportunity while studying, you put your heart into it and learn, because when you have to do it, let's give us our best. So thank you so much. Now I have Chef Vipul who would also like to talk to you. So thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. So I would like to take any questions. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box, or you can just raise your hand and we'll take up the questions if you have any. I'll be teaching in third year, so you have to wait. Any questions, anyone? If you have any doubts regarding the food production classes or career, anything. Is it true that there will be no non-veg practicals? No, that's not entirely true. We'll be having veg and non-veg both, so it's not only for non-vegetarians. We'll be having vegetarian classes as well. Even vegan practicals we'll be having in your third years. Uh, Seafood, yes, you'll be having a lot of seafood even. Even your menu options, you have a lot of seafood options. So starting from prawns to squids to fishes, first year you'll be learning to dissect a fish and lot many other seafood. Yes, you can apply only for veg. We have a batch for vegetarian section as well. We have students only dedicated to the veg course. Job opportunities in armed forces, yes, there's a complete transformation in your personality. So definitely you have to work on that. And but we have students every year. A lot of students goes into armed forces. So armed forces is definitely an option for you. Well, we'll be allowed to share our cooking with all the students. Not now, really. With these difficult times, it'll be difficult, I guess. We won't be sharing the food. Whatever you'll be cooking, once the college will open, you'll be having it yourself. Probably, we won't be doing it. Once we'll be back to normal, then definitely you can share the food and you can take the reviews as well and lot many other things. Don't worry. What kind of meat we'll be operating with. Somik, just wait, hold your horses. It's just the first class. So once you are back to your, classes, you'll got to know a lot many things, lot many meats you'll deal with. So just hold on. Japanese, yes, Japanese food. We do cook Japanese food in third year. International cuisines, we have a Japanese menus and we do a lot of Japanese stuff. What is it like to be a vegan in hospitality industry? What do you exactly want to know? I mean, vegan, yes, that's a famous trend. Lately, a lot of people are turning to not only vegetarianism, even vegan. Uh, they don't want to consume anything from animal products, so not even honey, not even milk, not even cheeses. So that's the latest trend, and we do have certain classes on vegan. Um, you'll be taught about vegan in first year, theoretically, and practically in third year, probably. We'll be learning a bit of foreign cuisine. See, you'll be learning only foreign cuisine. That will be French. The foundation becomes a French only, and some bit of Indian cuisine. So you'll be exposed to some basic gravies and stuff, but majorly you'll be doing foreign cuisine only. What if someone does want to work with certain meat like pork and see? There is no compulsion for consuming. If somebody won't force you, and pork and beef, we generally go for theoretically. I mean, we don't uh, bring it here, but we generally work instead of beef or pork, we work with lamb, and we work with chicken. Uh, but even with chicken and lamb, there is no compulsion. But yes, if you have opted for this course, then you have to work with that. You need to know how to handle it, how to work with that. How do we plan to go with practical sessions considering the situation? See, we are just hoping and we are just waiting eagerly to open up the college, though we are a little late right now. But let's see, it's difficult time for everyone, for you, for us. So we are trying our level best to, whatever we can do right now. What should we do in kitchen department? Kitchen department do a lot of things. Starting from cooking food to managing a lot of things, staffing and running entire kitchen, satisfying everyone coming into the restaurant, be it banquets, be it anything. spreading the buffet, and lot many other things. Once you start off with this, and you learn lot many other things. Yeah,
Chef
planning to
Vipul?
execution. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm so sorry. In fact,
No, ma'am.
we have the other session and FNB
I'm really
team
sorry,
also
ma'am. I
waiting
thought
for.
we have a question answer session. Sorry, ma'am.
Hey, I'm so sorry in interfering into such a thing,
Acha,
but
we
yes,
thought,
for
ma'am.
sure,
Okay.
the students are going to have their set of questions, which we can actually entertain right after Nimisha ma'am comes up with her session. Let's just get over with that. Might be we can
Sure,
just
ma'am.
have the questions being entertained after some time then.
Sure,
I'm
ma'am.
so
Sure.
sorry for it, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No problem at
Right?
all. We'll be online, and once sessions are over, we can take up the questions.
Okay, right. So nice of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Nimisha ma'am,
Welcome once again.
I'll request you to please take over.
Okay. Before we proceed, I'd like to thank the head of the Department for Food Production, Chef Sumli, and her team for input.
Okay.
That the session this afternoon has been rescheduled. The session starts at 3:30.
Okay. Thank you, Shankhnil, and thank you all food production team, मीनाक्षी मैम, विपुल सर। और अब आगे मैं खाद्य एवं पेय सेवा के विषय पर प्रकाश डालने के लिए हमारे कॉलेज की एचओडी श्रीमती निमिषा सेठ मैम को आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा। मैम प्लीज। आप विषय और अपने टीम का परिचय हमारे परिवार के नए सदस्यों को दें मैम। थैंक यू सो मच।
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
The entire team of FNB service heartily welcome you to IHM Pusa family. My team is a small team with myself and head department. And then we have on the extreme right that you can see Mr. Tongo Mong Hoppe, who will be with you. You will be learning with him the basics of F&B service or food and beverage service in your first and second semester. That means the entire first year you would be with Mr. Hoppe. Focus would be on beverages. You will have Ms. Rashmi Marathe. And the third is Ms. Shraddha Sharma, who will be with you in first year while for your engineering classes. And at the same time, you will also see her in the second and the third year with F&B controls and F&B management. You will be seeing me all around your 3 years with you. However, my sessions would be with you in your third year when you come for the advanced level of F&B service. When we talk about F&B service, we are which is a part of the consolidated department called food and beverage. The prime goal of our unit is to serve food and beverage to the guest. While the act of service of food and beverage might sound very self-explanatory to you all, it isn't exhaustive. It only marks a minuscule fraction of what the subject holds for you. It's just a minute fragment of what this entire department is all about. It is a department that markets and sells the food that is prepared by the production department.
It is about understanding the guest preferences. It is about guiding the guest in choosing his meal. In fact, it is the sole point of guest interaction in the food and beverage department. We could also put it up like stating that the person working in the service area is the face of the F&B brigade. Cooks, but the food is brought forth in front of the guest by the person who is serving it. Food and beverage as a discipline is a science. And like any other practical science, it slowly transcends into the art of management. From basics of service, it becomes more about knowing how to set up a restaurant, or to prepare a cocktail or a mocktail, or designing and budgeting a menu, or maybe at some point setting up your own restaurant. Beside the massive business it gets to the hotel, this is one department that is a condensation of all other departments. Basically, I put it like you need the skills of the entire subset of departments that you will go through. You need the housekeeper's eye for detail and an appreciation for aesthetics. You will need the front office manager's deft hand at cash and smooth talk. And you cannot do without a sense of flavor that the chef has. The food has to be designed well, the menu so well planned that there cannot be the same flavor, the same color, or the same ingredient repeated in the menu. When the food is being served, the server must ensure that the art created on the platter in the kitchen is replicated on the plate. A service manager, therefore, dons many hats. And to be a successful manager, there are a few things. One, you need a high level of knowledge and skill, which will come only from sheer dedication and commitment. Right from day one, when you enter the institute, you have to start working on your skills then. It is, when we talk about interviews, or when we talk about entry levels, the job fusion is so much here that the most difficult screening processes, management training screening processes, are basically reserved for the selection of F&B managers. But at this point, it may sound very motivating to you to note that most of today's general managers and other corporate managers were yesterday's F&B managers. So now, allow me and my team to walk you through the design of your course. Mr. Hawkip would be taking your first year F&B service. So now, over to you, Mr. Hawkip, for the next.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll take you through to the roadmap of first year, and it's visible in your screen what the roadmap is all about. As we all know that we are going to go through a semester system. So your first year is divided into two, semester 1 and semester 2. And on the extreme right-hand side, BHM 112, that is your subject code for the first semester of foundation course in food and beverage service. And BHM 152, that is the subject code for your food and beverage service in your second semester. And the weightage of the marks is given. That is, both theory and practical components have 100 marks each. However, I would like to add a little more onto this. This is the total marking. This is the total marking schemes, that is 100 marks for theory. Let's first discuss about the theory. For theory, it is 100 marks. However, When you appear for your term and examination, you will be appearing for 100 marks, but then the total weightage will be 70%. And then the remaining 30% comes from your midterm exams and attendance. Please remember, attendance also carries marks. All right. And in the practical components, you have 100 marks. Again, this is again divided into various parts. That is, you will be appearing for 100 marks in the exam. However, 70% weightage will be for the practical, and the remaining 30% will come from your internal assessment and attendance marks again. So same is the case with your second semester, theory and practical. And in case if there is any query you have regarding this weightage of marks and all, you can please drop your questions in the chat box. Ma'am, next slide, please. So the module focus as for first year, that is first semester and second semester, is a very basic one. And I would not like to talk about this in details, because this is the syllabus that you will find in your website, in the institute website. So in the first semester, basically, we will be doing only the basics. And these are the ones that you will be having as your theory components. And in the practical components, in addition to this, you will be having familiarization of the department, familiarization of equipments, and then the cleaning and polishing of equipments. So that will be the practical part. And in the, ma'am, next slide, please. In the second semester, it will be more of a service. So again, the points that is being put here are the theoretical component. And in the practical, you will be doing more of a food service, the different types of service, and different types of table setup, mise à plat, that is pre-preparation, and yes, more onto the service part. So this is what we will be going through in the first semester and second semester. And as I have told you, we will not talk the module focus in details. Reason being, the syllabus are available in the website. So if you would like to go through the syllabus, you can go through from the website. So with this, I would like to end my session. And now may I request Ms. Rasmi Marathi to take over from here. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rashmi Marathi. I will be taking care of your second year, that is your third semester, and the fourth semester. In second year specifically, we are going to talk about the second aspect of our subject, that is our beverage industry. So it focuses on beverages, where you're going to learn various type of alcoholic beverages, okay, different types of bar, that is, and beverage outlets. Then you're going to have a thorough session where you will be talking about the production, service, and different aspect, how it work in operation level in industry, about wines, beer, spirits, aperitifs, and liquor. Beverage industry is one of the biggest sector when it comes to food and beverage industry. So the second year is basically giving you an venue where you can also take beverages as your second option for the career, or maybe your first option for the career. One of the very leading industry where you can get really good jobs, and most of the showcasing jobs or very trendy professions that we have, where the young generation is more attracted to. Okay, so this semester is quite interesting, where we start from a scratch, that is learning from the basic manufacturing to how they go ahead with the retail selling, then how it linked with the hotels and restaurants, standalone outlets of it, the trains. Okay, and this is also a semester where you have a lot of industrial visit with concern to wineries, brewery, distilleries, as well as we have a lot of workout session where you learn or you actually interact with the profession who are into manufacturing industry, and they conduct the testing where it gives you a brief idea about all alcoholic beverages, and it also takes the non-alcoholic beverages to a next level. Okay, so that was all about the third and fourth semester. Moving ahead, I will request my colleague, Ms. Shraddha ma'am. Now she will take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am. A very good afternoon to all the virtual participants, our first years. My name is Shraddha Sharma and I am lecturer in Food and Beverage Service Department. For me, I would be taking your hotel engineering classes in first year. If you have, by chance, if you have missed my intro during the induction. So I am again repeating, I'll be conducting the hotel engineering session with you in the first year. But I take care of two very important supervisory and management related subjects which goes parallel with the operational food and beverage subject, which is food and beverage control, which comes in the second year, followed by F&B management, which is part of third year. Now, as my three colleagues have explained you the core areas of food and beverage service department, I would here emphasize that there has to be a parallel support system which helps to give a push to the management to ensure that the operations are not just going smoothly, but the hotel is making a profit out of the complete business setup. So these two subjects, F&B control and F&B management, majorly undertakes all the purchases which are related to the department. It ensures the receiving, storing, and issuing of the commodities required by food and beverage service department as well as production department. Then it also monitors the main core process of preparation, presentation, service, and most essentially, it ensures that the corrective feedback is taken from the consumers to ensure, again, everybody works for profit, so we gain profit. Now, dear students, we must understand that any hotel runs on three main concepts. The first concept is process, the second is people, and the third is skills. So, without the right process being done in the correct manner and with the correct skills, cannot make any operational setup a success. So, for that, F&B management talks about. Ma'am, please change the slide. So the F&B management that's in your third year talks greatly about the planning and operations which are related to F&B outlets. Now you see there are different breakup of business interventions or business outlets which are associated with the F&B outlets, like the banquets, buffet. These are different business setups. But then again, the operations also changes with the kind of setup we offer to our consumers. So, like I said, the first concept says the first. So, while from the first year till the third year, from the grassroots level to reaching up to the management level, these subjects are very important. You can see Garrido service, kitchen stewarding, these are part of third year curriculum, as well as these are supported by management subjects that can be controlled. So this is have in terms.
Your voice is not clear.
Thank you. I hope now it sounds better. So one concept I have covered. The second concept is people and skills. So you can see during the sixth semester, we'll also study F&B staffing. How does the management work? What are the key responsibilities of the top management, followed by bar operations? I know most of us are attracted towards this course because of the bar operations, cocktails and mocktails and the mixes of drinks which are in the trend. So all these will be part of your curriculum and again backed by the management component to it. The last but not the skills, but not the last but not the least are the skills. The skills are definitely, PUSA is known for benchmarking, imparting of skills to its students. So once we have you in the campus, definitely we'll give our best to make you the future entrepreneurs, the future business runners, as well as the future staff running bigger organizations. So with this, I wish you luck and over to you, Ms. Nisha. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Radha. So as you have noticed, we have a shift on focus in our syllabus, which is from the basics in the first semester to food service in the second, leading to beverages in the second year. And then in the third year, we focus more on developing supervisory and management skills to enable us to be better managers. Now, with this change in or transition in the syllabus itself, uh, there would be a different change in our teaching methodology. There would be a
Ma'am, there
change.
is a noise.
Ma'am, there's noise.
Now, with this, there is a change in our teaching methodology also, where in the first semester, you are literally taught each and everything, like using methods like giving lectures and demonstrations or demonstration come practice modes, etc. By the time that you evolve and you come till the third year, it would now be more focused on adult learning or what we term as andragogy, where you will be learning more out of experience, out of doing exercise. You will be doing exercises as a group exercises or individual exercises. You'll have case studies, you'll have role plays, etc. Makes the class more interesting, and also at the same time makes you learn a lot more than you would have learned in a normal lecture mode. Moving on ahead, we at the Pusa family firmly believe that learning is not limited to the boundaries of a classroom, and people learn more through what we call as enhanced learning experiences, like in a workshop with an external expert, or when students represent the institute at various national and international competitions and prepare for them. They learn by participating and going for different educational trips that are organized by the institute from time to time, and also through the experience that they gain when they go for different or various ODCs or what we call as outdoor catering. I really take a lot of pleasure and pride in stating that our students not only go for events to various five-star hotels, take up inputs from them, but they also go to serve at embassies and to the most prestigious Rashtrapati Bhavan also. Our students have been serving at the Rashtrapati Bhavan on days when the President of India has organized a state banquet and he has invited different heads of state of various nations. Now, here are some of the glimpses of, some of the glimpses of these enhanced learning experiences that we've had in the past 2 years or past few months. Now, on the left, there is a pic taken during a wine appreciation workshop that we'd had recently. And on the right, we have a pic from the coffee workshop recently held at the Institute, which was aimed at gaining awareness about the various types of coffee making, how you process the beans, etc., to get the right blend of coffee. Then we have regular education, 2 trips of just the last semester. In the left is a group of students who went to Nasik to visit the Sula vineyards. It was a trip to a brewery in Gurgaon. Then participated in various national and international competitions. I've just picked up 2 pictures out of them. One in which and he was a winner at a competition which was held at Pullman Hotel, and the right is the Indian contender who was there representing the country at the Global Skills Challenge in Perth. It's been an honor that our students give us when they actually compete and appear for the World Skill Competition. Our students have representing India at the World Skill Competition Left, we have Karan Daliwal, who also was a winner of a Medallion of Excellence in 2017 Abu Dhabi. And on the right, World Skill Competition was, the participant was Miss Vaidehi. They both represented India and both reached finals after clearing the state as well as the national rounds, which not only had participants from various hotel management schools or institutes all over the country, but also had professionals competing with them who were already working in the industry. Again, like I said, we at PUSA believe that there's a lot of learning that happens while you're doing. So there you can see some of the events here, wherein PUSA, wherein they have made an exhibition as you can see in the picture, they're explaining it to the faculty and the guests as to what they have exhibited. And on the right, you can see some of the students doing formal service. That is the kind of service that a state banquet requires. Some of the themes that they have done in the past, like you have visit to ancient Rome, or maybe something Indian, where it is like Padharo Maharadesh, the land of tradition. Then you've got every year, you not only indoors, you've got outdoors. You have Christmas lunches which are held outdoors. In the previous session, Chef Mamta showed you some of the dishes that were made and displayed on this buffet itself. So the entire setup, the entire menus, everything is done by the students itself. And this is what is the enhanced, this is how the learning happens. Now there are various careers you can choose if you really wish to in the F&B service. Like you could join hotels as a management trainee or corporate trainee or at the operational level. There are various restaurants which obviously are employing you as standalones, chains like Barbecue Nation, or you have fast food joints like Domino's, McDonald's, etc. You have, you can be a bartender. Of course, for being a bartender, you may have to excel in that, you may have to do an advanced course for the same, but there are many bar schools around which you can do part-time also. You can be a sommelier, someone who specializes in wine service, or a wine taster. Again, for a wine taster, certified wine tasters have a small course or a capsule that they are, or an exam that they need to clear. You can be a wine or cigar promoter. You can join institutional catering or industrial catering. All colleges, schools, big firms have food service areas for staff. Event management is one of the upcoming recruiting partners, where this is giving a lot of business to the hospitality sector. You can join hospitals, cruise liners. You have world famous cruise liners, Star Cruise, etc. today recruiting. You can join railways, IRCTC. You can join airlines as a bursar or an air hostess. You can join educational institutes and become a faculty. But of course, here again, you need to do your master's level, MSc. And facility management firms, which take they take you to redesign or you redesign projects for hotels, restaurants, do the whole layouts that you can be in. And last but not the least, you can set up your own restaurant. For all you know, you may be an entrepreneur and giving jobs to a million others. Lastly, before winding up the session, for all the academic oriented students that I have here, though I still say that academics and co-curricular, theory, practical, co-curricular go hand in hand for success. Yet we have some who are very academically bent. So what are the recognitions that the college offers you if you are so academically bent? You have, Mrs. Sheila Sharma Memorial Running Trophy and a cash award for the most constructive contribution to F&B service department. And you also have institute awards and cash prizes for toppers in F&B service every year. So many more accolades as and when people come in. Some prizes are added, some are deleted, but then at the same time, of course, whatever you do is being recognized somewhere or the other. Apart from everything else, your professionalism stands fans apart. With this, I'd like to welcome you all once again to the Pusa family and hope you have a very, very bright and fruitful career. We are open to any questions. If there are any, you can put them up on the chat box for us to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Boys and girls, all those people who have put up a question in the chat box, I have replied a message privately. Please check your chat box. For example, like they who were asking questions on the 30% of the weightage and then the books and theory components. I have already answered, reply you privately in the chat box. Please check.
So you should have replied publicly. All we had the same doubts.
All right, then let me explain once again regarding the 70% and 30%. So in the term and exams, you will be applying for 100 marks, of which the total weightage will be for 70%. And the remaining 30% comes from for theory, midterm exams, and attendance. So please remember, attendance also have marks. And for the practical, 70% weightage from the term and exams, and 30% will be a combination from internal assessment and attendance marks again. All right. And as for the theory syllabus, I did not speak in details. Reason being, the theory syllabus and the practical syllabus is available in the institute website. So kindly check from the institute website. Thank you.
धन्यवाद,
And
निमिषा मैम. Okay.
one second, Mohammed Faiz. And as for books, you need not buy the books at the moment. Maybe once we start with our theory classes, then I can advise you which all books you can buy. All right. So right now, at the moment, you need not buy a book. I will inform you which books would be suitable for you once we start with our theory classes. All right. Thank you.
One last question that we'll take up is somebody's asked a question on the difference between F&B and food production. One understandable point here is that food and beverage is a core department of it's divided into two sections. One section is the food and beverage food production with the people who are actually cooking the food, and the service part who is bringing that food up and serving it to the guest. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Students, regarding physical reporting, kindly wait for the further instructions. It would be notified. We are just waiting for the government orders to open up colleges so that we can go for physical reporting, the last part of the counseling. So it would be notified a time ahead to you so that you can plan your visit to Pusa. So kindly wait for instructions. Fine. So it's nothing that in near future we are doing it. So kindly wait for the unlock guidelines that come in the October end. Fine. Then only we'll decide upon that. And regarding uniforms and all, you would be notified in the respective theory classes. So please don't put these questions on the chat box. Right? Everything would be told to you. You have to wait because practicals are far off right now. We would be starting our theory classes. Fine. Slowly and steadily, you'll get to know everything. So kindly wait for the instructions. And regarding the induction timetable, it's the same, slightly changes in the time. It would be notified to you after every session in case there is a change. So the MCs would get the instructions and they will forward it to you. Clear?
Thank you so much and looking forward to meet, and please concentrate when the students, teachers are talking to you, because this is the right time that you can take a grasp that what is the actual subject is for.
What about the
Fine,
timetable?
listen to the faculty. These are very important sessions planned for you. And regarding themes also, please themes के बारे में भी आपको सब बता दिया जाएगा. Kindly wait. It is a portal in which you can watch your attendance. Faculty, when they upload the attendance, you would be seeing that. And right now it would be operational later on that the themes would work, but right now it would be your attendance on the participant list. So kindly wait for instruction themes also. So these are some answers for the common questions which are asked.
What about
And
the
rest of
timetable?
the fees also, it would be notified to you. Shortly, we are going to make a link on the website. Your names would be there of the students, and through that link, you can submit the rest of the fees. So kindly wait. And regarding WhatsApp groups, please रुक जाओ, सब कुछ हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे. Give us time. Monday से पहले ये सब हो जाएगा. You'll get the links. And this would be the portal Cisco WebEx on which your theory classes would be held. Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you, Faiz and Shanknil. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Anshu ma'am. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the head of the Department for Food and Beverage Service, Ms. Nimisha, and her team for their very valuable inputs. We'll be leaving the meeting now. Please make sure that you join us with a single login at 3:25 for the alumni session. Thank you and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Fatso.